Senator Tim Scott. Senator, good morning. It's great to have you on.
Good morning.
Nice
Thank
to
you
see
very much. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have
Thank
you back, sir. Politicians typically go to Iowa when they're running for president. The AP had some reporting about this over the weekend that they expect a new wave of GOP candidates to join the campaign very soon. When does exploratory committee shift to I'm running for president?
I will say without question that my Faith in America tour that has led to the exploratory committee has been very impactful. I've learned that people are truly hungry for an optimistic, positive message as long as it is anchored in conservatism. That is the primary key. I'll say without any question, we continue to look at the blueprint for how to ruin America being posted by President Biden and the radical left. There's a reason why patriotism is down and attacks on religious liberty is up. The radical left has simply zeroed in on the foundation of this nation. One of the things I continue to hear from voters across the country is the importance of telling the truth, that we should celebrate our founding fathers and the Judeo-Christian foundation of this nation, not cancel it.
Okay. And Senator, if you were to make a formal announcement, when do you expect that would be?
You know, as I continue on the tour, one of the things we continue to look for is to make sure that we're building momentum. So far, so good. I would think that a decision would be coming sooner than later. But so far, I'm excited to hear the American people do have a desire for that positive, optimistic message that we continue to share with them wherever we go.
And you were well received out there in Iowa over the weekend. Tomorrow, Joe Biden reportedly going to announce that he's running for president again. He's going to release a video at some point tomorrow morning. This on the heels of that NBC News poll over the weekend. 70% of voters do not want Joe Biden to run again. Age could be a huge factor in this election. How big a problem is this for Democrats?
I think it's a huge problem, but age is not the problem from my perspective. It's incompetence. Literally the blueprint for ruining America that is being created by Joe Biden and the radical left. They attack our education system. This is the president that wants to cancel charter schools. Every single parent I know loves their kids more than big labor unions in education, more than anyone else, and yet they're being excluded from the conversation. We should be the party of parents. When you see the contrast between Joe Biden and the Great Opportunity Party, it cannot be clear that we are the party of parents, and they continue through the DOJ to say parents that show up at school board meetings are domestic terrorists.
Yeah.
This can't be the America we want for our future.
80 years old, sir, the oldest president in American history. You don't think that age, he would be 82 come election day if he were the Democratic nominee. You don't think age is going to be an issue in 2024?
You know, I refuse to allow age to be his issue. His incompetence is his issue. I refuse to give him an escape route on why he is not succeeding. He is not succeeding because after 50 years in Washington, he goes wherever the radical left wind blows.
Yeah.
And that has punished the American people.
Yeah, and it's not, I should say, it's not age as a chronological issue. It's not that he is 80 years old. There are plenty of 80-year-olds
Yes.
that still have all their marbles. The accusation is basically that maybe the cheese is starting to slip off the cracker cognitively when it comes to President Joe Biden. Your colleague in the Senate, also your colleague from South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, is pushing for a 15-week federal abortion ban, something that's going to be an issue come the next election. Would a President Scott sign that bill into law?
Every day, I would sign that bill into law. I would sign the most conservative pro-life legislation you can bring to my desk. The truth is that life is valuable because intrinsic value comes from God. And I have a 100% pro-life voting record, and I'm 100% pro-life conservative. I would look forward to signing that 15-week bill.
Senator, you've said in the past that the road to socialism runs right through a divided Republican Party, and I think there is a faction of the GOP that thinks that another Trump term could be dangerous for the United States. But what about another Joe Biden term?
Oh, we know that is dangerous for the American people without any question. Think about the four parts of that blueprint to ruin America. Patriotism's down, religious liberties, assaults are up. Education is at its lowest level, perhaps in the history of the country. When you find the measurements from the post-COVID, we've seen scores drop precipitously. Our economy, we're facing 16% inflation since he's become president. And every county in America is a border county. This president has allowed our border to be unsafe, wide open and unsecured. We cannot allow for 70,000 more Americans to lose their lives because of Mexican cartels bringing fentanyl across our border and 6.3 million illegal crossings. Unbelievably terrible performance.
Yeah.
We don't need 4 more years of Joe Biden.
All right, Senator Tim Scott, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We look forward to having you back, especially if you do decide to get into this race. Senator, thank you.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Okay.